Hi, welcome to the Deep Connect Show, the place to help you feel deeply connected to yourself, your desires, and in your relationships. I'm your host, chakra wellness chef and author in personal transformation, Rachel Avery. Now, in previous episodes, I brought you the experts in love, dating, communication, and intimacy to help you feel deeply connected in your relationships. In another episode, we talked about evaluating your relationship with social media, and we gave you alternative things to do besides stare at your phone. In today's episode, I reveal a tool to help you feel even more deeply connected with yourself, using a tool which is super affordable, super accessible, that you touch every day. It's time to talk about food, cooking, and your relationship with meals. It's time to introduce you to self-care cooking as a powerful tool to help you feel deeply connected with yourself and your desires. Of course, as a chakra wellness chef and community wellness educator, I want you to be the healthiest, most vibrant you can be, which means learning how to eat healthy from all colors of the rainbow and listening to what your energy systems need for health. But before I can address what to eat, it's important to discuss how you feel about food, cooking, and meals in general. Now, we all know what it's like, myself included, to try another diet, cookbook, meal plan, wellness program, and fall short of the results that we desire. If you've ever failed at a diet or been disappointed in how you eat, self-care cooking is for you. You're in good company, myself included. That's why I'm introducing self-care cooking, so you can start being empowered with every choice you make about food, no matter what you eat. Now, cooking can be an invigorating way to capture creativity, inspiration, and delight your senses. On the other hand, you may feel like cooking is a chore, a tiresome ritual, a bothersome act, or an interruption to life. Perhaps meals are something you do in between the hustle and bustle of your life, dining out or microwave something at home. Or you could be somewhere in the middle, bouncing back and forth between the two. Whichever category best matches your intention with meals, basic self-care cooking will help relax your life, make an everyday task easier, and you may even unearth some talents inside you waiting to come out. Cooking is a choice. A powerful choice at your fingertips every day. My hope for you after hearing this is that you see your kitchen and all meal times as an opportunity for self-empowerment, no matter what you eat. Our relationship with meal times and how we approach cooking say a great deal about how we treat ourselves. So what do you think your last meal says about you if it's true that how you approach one thing is how you approach everything in life? Don't worry, this isn't a lecture on healthy eating, buying organic, or juicing, although that is the way to vibrant health. This is not meant to pass judgment upon the food you eat now or lecture you on how you should eat healthier and exercise more. We are bombarded with that which we know we should be doing on a daily basis. But this episode highlights a unique perspective on cooking called self-care cooking, so that healthy choices become automatic and natural. Self-care cooking is the idea of using meal times as a self-care act. Self-care cooking is compatible with whatever your health and wellness journey is right now, as you are today. Self-care cooking does not have a prerequisite for a particular diet or exercise plan, and it takes into consideration all your food allergies, busy schedules, and midnight cravings. Just think of self-care cooking as a shift in the way you think about food and meals. So what is self-care cooking? Well, in simple terms, it has 4 parts. 1, being aware. 2, be patient. 3, be selfish. And 4, be kind. Those are the nuggets of self-care cooking that, as a result of implementing them, has given me the freedom from guilt, regret, and shame, not to mention losing 60 pounds and sustaining peace. I believe we are all on our own individual journey based on our unique background, experiences, and aspirations. And this is what makes it possible for me to tell you that you should It makes it impossible for me to tell you that you should be eating one particular way. That's why when I do my total chakra health assessment questionnaire with community members, a different protocol and plan for every single person emerges. Cookie cutter plans or diets just don't work because they don't take into consideration your unique health blueprint. My wish is that this perspective on cooking will help you to feel deeply connected to surprising gifts and talents that you have lurking inside you, instead of using a meal to feel guilty or beat yourself up with. It's really important to me that you feel like you have tools to better your life that are simple, basic, and highly accessible. That's the whole point of Deep Connect. Cooking or preparing meals is that tool. I discuss more in my book as a contributing expert on life lessons from the kitchen and reveal how my self-esteem, creativity, and compassion increased the more I stepped into the kitchen. Or if you just want to learn to cook more creatively, confidently, or want a whole new, easy, color-filled, fun way to cook, self-care cooking is the foundation for this as well. Hop on board. Self-care cooking is going to take what you have and what you already know in the kitchen and give it a grounded, vibrant, colorful, and fun spin. Self-care cooking is the fun monsters in the kitchen looking to expand their culinary horizons. It's also the cure for exhaustion, overextending yourself, and martyr cooking. So let's get started in our health and wellness adventure right here, right now. Let's talk about the first part of self-care cooking. Number one was be aware. It's really important to create an awareness around the fact that the minute you step into your kitchen, you step in with past memories and a culture that has immensely influenced how you feel about cooking. Acknowledging an awareness that an entire set of programming is present every time you wash a head of lettuce, chop an onion, or wash a dish will help you feel more inspired about meals. If we ignore this fact, we leave open the gate for a predatory hunger to reside within us, never to be fully satiated, and it will be with us every day until we acknowledge its root. And it is the reason I can be responsible for downing an entire bag of chips in the car by myself, or any other food that I know does not nourish or energize me. Now, this background stuff affects our cooking by making us irritable, blaming it on the events of the day. Or you may feel uninspired in the kitchen, leaving you to eat out, or hit a drive-through, or overeat, or even restrict. Or another symptom could be perfectionism, refusing help, being a martyr, saying, "See, I have to do it all." As resentment builds and builds just in time to sit at the dinner table. Great. It's always nice to eat those mashed potatoes with a fuming side of resentment, right? Our backpack of emotions become burdensome, heavy, baggage in the kitchen when we don't acknowledge that they're in the room or exist. It'd be like denying the smell of garlic while you're cooking with it. Although you can't see it, the smell of garlic permeates every crevice of the house and you. Same with your emotions, but maybe without the pungent smell. Although, wouldn't that be nice so we could remember they were in the room and always on the breath of our words? However, when we acknowledge our emotions in the kitchen, the act of awareness transforms its power to an asset, to a tool, a powerhouse ingredient to better our cooking experience. Neglecting emotions, secretly eating you, will always run the show and win. It's the reason we can intellectually know what we should be eating and do the opposite. Willpower will never be enough to triumph cravings. Let me say that again. Willpower alone will never be enough. Our brains are too powerful, but awareness is the key. Only through honest awareness and feeling really deeply connected with yourself, your desires, and in your relationships can you offer the miraculous statement, "No, thank you. I just don't feel like having any," when you're at the bakery. Self-awareness helps us examine a piece of ourselves we never thought to explore and opens the gates to potential that we feel we have but never thought we could claim. Now make no mistake, when you walk into the kitchen, you bring in feelings that deserve exploration, freedom, and energy. So here's the most powerful way to create awareness immediately. It's so simple, you may not even realize its full power until you give it a try. It's simply identifying 3 emotions that are current for you in the moment, even one emotion. So let's try it now so we can practice with making dinner tonight in this fresh new space. So right now, I invite you to take a deep breath with me. Now in this space, list 3 emotion words that express your feelings when you think about being in the kitchen or preparing meals. Now, if you need help identifying emotion words, you can always Google literally emotion words and see a list of emotion words come up to help you identify those. And so once you identify an emotion, you automatically feel more acknowledged. And when you feel acknowledged, your attitude and mood can now shift. Now that's a simple recipe, am I right? The science to changing your mood in the kitchen takes practice, optimism, and a willingness to discover a part of yourself you may not be eager to meet. So what happens most of the time is that a part of yourself will be afraid to learn what it fears. Beyond that fear is your best inner guidance, your best inner master chef in the kitchen. Bad moods keep us from living the life we deserve, and it can keep us from interacting with our loved ones with quality time, squash some hopes and dreams in an instant, and leave us unmotivated to continue the self-improvement process. I know this one well. This is why practicing in the kitchen is so crucial. Practicing life skills in the kitchen is like taking action every day and changing the big real world stuff. For now, we can keep it simple, fun, easy, tasty, and just worry about getting dinner on the table. It's those small, incremental, achievable, accessible steps is the point of these lessons today. Mood shifting is a critical piece of the self-care cooking puzzle. So as you can see, there's a great deal I could cover about awareness. But I want to nibble on at least one more aspect of self-care cooking before we depart for dinner. Now, I'm going to skip number 2 on being patient and talk a little bit about being selfish, if that's okay with you. Cooking is freedom, creativity, art, love, joy, only if it's a choice. However, if you are using it as a pleasing tool, an identifying tool, or a way to be loved, you're not using it as an empowerment tool. Let's just clarify, especially for many homemakers. You're not your cooking. You're not your mashed potatoes, even though they may be the best mashed potatoes this side of the Mississippi. You are fully capable of being loved in and outside of the kitchen. Acknowledging this is going to give you the freedom to be selfish, which is crucial for self-care cooking. Now, the biggest challenge to self-care cooking, let's just face it, is cooking codependency. It's an epidemic, and the best way to get rid of it is to, well, you guessed it, become aware. So let's just out yourself right now. See if any of these sound familiar. Here are the signs you may be codependent in the kitchen. Do you make 2 or more versions of a meal to accommodate family members? Do you delay drinking water even though you're thirsty while cooking or talking? Do you delay using the restroom until it's urgent while cooking? Do you sometimes feel like a line order cook taking orders from kids? A meal not cooked to your standards, does it ruin your mood? Is it more important that you bring the best dish to the potluck rather than a simple, easy, less stressful one? Is it easier just to do it yourself, the way that you need it done, rather than having family members help you in the kitchen? You're in a bad mood when you finally sit at the dinner because you're so exhausted? Are you not asking for help and making dinner certain nights of the week? Specific certain holiday dishes are required at the dining room table even though it's way too much food? Do you apologize over meals and being prepared the way that you like it specifically? Do you beat yourself up or ruin your evening when you burn the garlic bread? Does any of this ring a bell? If so, relax. You may not be able to escape cooking forever, but you can change your obligation level and the way you feel about it to help you keep in alignment with your true self and your values. Being selfish and drinking water, taking bathroom breaks, setting your music, lighting some candles, and cooking what you like first will help fill you up so you can be happier with meal times. There's so much more to cover with the selfish part of self-care cooking that I'd like to discuss. But for now, I think I've given you a little taste of what self-care cooking is and how it can benefit your life. So let's review one more time about the parts of self-care cooking before I leave you to make dinner on your own. Now, what's waiting for you on the other side of self-care cooking is personal to what you're looking to transform in your life right now. Whichever life arena it is, have no fear that stepping into yourself through the kitchen and learning about yourself is the most nurturing link to self-growth and exploration that's accessible to you right under your own roof every day. As a matter of fact, it's in the next room. Plus, we get to eat after every life lesson. What other self-improvement program can you say does that? I want to thank you for going deep with me today. And look out for future episodes to help you feel deeply connected to yourself, your desires, and in your relationships here at the Deep Connect Show. I'm your host, Rachel, and I'll see you next time.